And we are live. All right, let's go. Let me guess. I guess I'll just go ahead and get this pumped out real quick. I'll go ahead and post it to Twitter that I'm live. See if we don't have anyone rolling in casually. Oh, what is this on Twitter? Jaguars won't have to separate quarterbacks coach and Brian Schottenheimer will take on both roles, source says. Ian Rappaport is reporting. Okay. All right. Gonna be pulling double duty. Passing game coordinator and quarterback coach, Brian Schottenheimer, just reported by Ian Rappaport. There's always that. Okay. All right. I'm starting off with some news. I can get down with it. All right. All right, cool. With that being said, I'm excited that this is my first live stream. It seems weird that I'm doing this and that it's one take this time. I don't get any opportunities to screw up, I guess. But yeah, I really wanted to start off, and I just wanted to talk about just the overall fate of the franchise and how this team has a massive, massive opportunity to really see the city light its hair on fire for the team. You know, whenever touchdown Jacksonville was a thing, and the city was ready for an NFL franchise. The city was excited, and it was not only met with excitement because they had a team on the field. They were met with the excitement of we're a good team on the field. We're playoff contenders. We're going up against some of the greatest quarterbacks of the 90s, and we're handling them, and we're winning football games. And I think anytime you have an opportunity to see a football team be as happy and as excited as we are looking at right now with the potential of drafting Trevor Lawrence and adding all of these potential free agents, and really seeing this team become fruitful and dynamic and exciting once again in Jacksonville, and hopefully not just be a fluke of a season like we had in 2017. And if you look at overall just how happy they got somebody else in this. We got somebody else in the stream. That's what's up. All right, let's go. We got two viewers. Heck yeah. What's going on, guys? How are you doing? I'm just hanging out, talking some Jags, casually. Sorry about that. Just wanted to send out a quick text. But yeah, I think it's exciting for overall how this team can really, I hate to say the word viability because I hate that word Shad Khan has burned that, Mark Lamping have burned that word into my head of viability. And it's become almost a negative term in my mind of this team's not viable. But now that we're looking at, Trevor Lawrence, we have Urban Meyer, and I hate to say it, we're looking at, the first real spark this team has had, and Lord knows how long. We thought we had it in 2017, but then essentially the world just came crumbling down on us, and Lord knows that was just miserable. Going into the halfway point of the 2018 season, where we had the high of beating the Patriots after our sad loss in the AFC Championship game, and it was really just a really sad, depressing time right following that 2017 season. And it's really bled into even like the Minshew mania. Like we had that brief moment of excitement for the 10, 12 games that Minshew was playing. Yeah, he started 12 games. So yeah, that brief moment of excitement of maybe we do have something. Maybe, we found our hidden gem. We found our Tom Brady buried deep into the 6th round out of Washington State, the jort wearing, mullet rocking rock star that was Gardner Minshew. And that flame burned very bright, very hot, but it burned out very quickly. We found right away that this team is not viable. There I go, using that viable word again, that the team is not capable of performing well currently without a star at the quarterback position right now. But I think that overall, whenever you look at the upcoming draft, Trevor Lawrence offers that immense excitement. And I'm going to use the devil word again. I'm going to use that viability word. It immediately provides viability to this team and overall says, Jacksonville's here. Jacksonville's going to kick your ass. And I ultimately think that's the greatest thing, that myself as a Jags fan, because I really became a Jaguar fan. I moved to Jacksonville when I was very young. My dad was in the Navy at like 2003, 2004-ish. So, right at the beginning of the Leftwich era. But as around the 2010 timeframe, I started to really pay attention to the Jaguars and say, this team has a real shot at becoming something that I could really, really love. And they overall, they have a chance to bring in new Jaguars fans, because, everyone says that Jacksonville is a city of transplants, but when you have, how do I say it? When you have young people in Jacksonville saying, "Hey, this is going on," and for the longest time it's been, "Oh, the Jags are trash. The Jags are trash. The Jags are trash." No child is going to want to watch a team that's going 2-14, 3-13 every year. But if you can even field an 8-8 team every year, and you can have some level of competence and excitement on the field, that'll bode very, very well to the overall success of bringing in new fans. That'll have a lasting impact on the franchise, and it'll bring really a lot of stability to the city, having one of the lucky 32 NFL teams within it, and all of the money and prosperity that owning an NFL team and having an NFL team in your city brings. And I hate to say it, but it really does start with keeping the team there and keeping I think the Lot J incident it's honestly what it is. It was an incident, and it was a mistake on behalf of the city. And hopefully they can rectify their massive mistake with hopefully pushing through the shipyards, getting that approved, and doing something with the dilapidated Metro Park. But all right, I'm going to go back to the Jags now. I wanted to talk about the running back position actually a little bit. The running back position was really turned on its head entering in the beginning of the 2020 season with the release of Leonard Fournette. I was personally hoping that they would take a second round flyer on running back Jonathan Taylor. Sadly, the Colts kind of swept him up early in that second round of the draft. I was hoping they might look at trading up early, maybe getting one of those late round first picks or early second. But unfortunately, the Colts snagged Jonathan Taylor right out from underneath our noses. But they did find the massive, massive diamond in the rough, James Robinson. Now, James Robinson was somebody that no one really saw coming out of anywhere. I believe Northern Illinois State. I hope I'm getting that correct. And he was going into the first week. It was really no one knew what to expect. We didn't have a preseason to see James Robinson. It was week 1 against Indianapolis. Here is James Robinson. This is the guy we released Leonard Fournette for. We didn't get any compensation for him. We just got the go out into the wild Leonard Fournette. We decided that James Robinson was the guy. Now, I don't know if Rock Armstead was expected to be a factor with him or not, but overall, that was a massive, massive, massive question mark at the running back position. And we even had Darren Ogunbowale, I believe. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. That's a heck of a name. He performed well when James Robinson was injured, and overall he did what was expected of him. Now, a player that I had a lot higher hopes for at the running back position was running back Chris Thompson. Chris came out of Washington, was expected to be a very, very viable and impactful third down running back, and overall just impact on all 3 downs during drives. But sadly, was kind of plagued by injury for the most part during the season, and then just ended up taking a back seat to James Robinson, who proved he can be a 3-down back in the NFL very, very quickly. So even when Thompson had an opportunity to play, it was basically overshadowed by James Robinson, unfortunately. All right. This is cool. I'm digging this live stream thing. I can get down with this. Just hanging out, talking Jags. We got 3 people in the chat. Cheers to that. Cheers, 3 people. What is going on to you guys? Well, welcome to the stream. This is awesome. Anything you guys like to talk about personally? Anything? What do you guys think? What do we got? Anybody? Shoot the Wi-Fi. Oh, we got 4 people in the chat. We got 4 people in the stream. Let's go, baby. Yeah, we partying in the stream today. We 10 minutes into a stream and we already got 4 people in the stream. I'm 5. Oh, we climbing. We're climbing. I can get down with this. All right. But I also wanted to talk about, I wanted to bring up a mock draft I saw the other day on CBS. Let me pull it up real quick. It had had somebody very interesting that I wanted to talk about going into the draft. Let me scroll down to it. Where are you at? Was it not CB? Oh man, now I feel like I'm not talking on my stream. I forget his name too. But one player I'm very excited about that the Jaguars have the opportunity of drafting is somebody that they've lacked really at this position for a long time. You could go as far back as saying, even when Jack Del Rio was the head coach, as just a real playmaker in the secondary, and Reggie Nelson. And I believe the Jaguars have an opportunity to get Trayvon Merring out of TCU. I believe that's one of the best ways to help the defense is just shore up the back half of the field. Now, it was an NBC draft. Let me see who it was by. And they had the Jaguars taking Trevor Lawrence and then also taking Trayvon Merring at the 25 pick with that Rams pick. Now, Trayvon is somebody, like I spoke about in a previous video, that is just, he's capable of playing at the free safety position, being that ball hawk towards the back of the field. This mock draft was by Glenn Morgan of NBC Sports. Wanted to give him credit for doing this mock draft. I saw it, and I wanted to do a quick review on it. And, of course, Trevor Lawrence going number 1. That should be all but solidified now that that Trevor Lawrence will be the number 1 pick in the draft, and it will immediately bring legitimacy to this franchise, even more than what Urban Meyer has brought. Now, let's go over these first couple ones. Why not? Let's do it. Yeah, like I said, Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence, quarterback, Clemson. I cannot wait to hear that. And I cannot wait to hear Roger Goodell stand at that podium and force ESPN and all the TV stations that cover the league to not be allowed to take a commercial break during the Jaguars pick. I think that's something that the league is, and the TV stations have really slighted Jacksonville on. Nobody cares about the coverage of the Jags, but this year they're forced to talk about him, and I love it. I love the fact that we are right in the forefront of the league, and we have a coach that most people didn't think would ever come to the NFL. But Shad Khan brought him on the yacht. They wined and dined, and Shad Khan essentially made him a Jaguar. And that is something that cannot be understated, alongside possibly the greatest quarterback prospect to come out since John Elway. I've heard some people say Peyton Manning. A lot of people refer him to as such a surefire hit as Andrew Luck. I hope that he's more than all of them. I hope that he is I hope that in 20 years we're looking at Trevor Lawrence and saying, Mahomes who? Brady who? I think that Trevor Lawrence really has an opportunity in Jacksonville to be the Brett Favre, the Bart Starr, the small market quarterback, the Aaron Rodgers, but have it be, I might be playing in a tiny market, but I am one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, and we are one of the best teams in the NFL because of how good I am. Now, I'll back off. I'll back off of the Trevor hype for a minute. They have the NBC mock has the Jets taking Penei Sewell, and it's I completely disagree with that pick. I think the Jets need to move on from Sam Darnold. He is not the answer, and just absolutely just blast him into the sun, jettison Sam Darnold. He has not been what they expected him to be. They have the Dolphins with the Houston pick, taking Jamar Chase, getting Tua some help. That Jamar is somebody that was expected to be a standout wide receiver at LSU this year. Unfortunately, he did opt out last year due to COVID-19, and he was awarded. I'm actually seeing. But he received the Biletnikoff award-winning award, and he caught 20 touchdowns in his last year playing at LSU. I think that's an insane stat for any wide receiver. You look at Randy Moss set the NFL record with 23, and Jamar Chase set 20 with Joe Burrow in Joe's final year, and I guess essentially what would be Jamar's final year at LSU due to his opt out. Now here's a wild one. Here's one I haven't really heard in a while. It has the Falcons taking a edge rusher out of Miami, Greg Rousseau. Now I actually have not heard this name at all towards this end of the draft. It's normally been a later round pick, 10 and up. I'm actually really surprised that I don't know if this is just like hey, Falcons, come click on my article and see how high I'm taking a pass rusher for you. But I actually think this is a very, very weak pass rusher class. And I think the Senior Bowl really showed that. The offensive linemen really had essentially a field day with all of the defensive linemen, and just really showed how dominant they are as offensive linemen, and how weak the defensive lineman class is outside of Christian Barmore. Man, I really wish this guy was more underrated than he is. Michael Parsons out of Penn State. He is an exciting player to watch, isn't he? He just is a playmaker. This is something that he's going to be the next great linebacker in the league. You know, you look at, I believe his name, Roquan Smith out of Georgia a couple years ago was looked at as the next great linebacker in the NFL. And I would say the same with Micah. Micah offers a lot at the linebacker position. I'm just going to round out the top 10 here. We got the Eagles at 6, taking Caleb Farley out of Virginia Tech. I'm not really familiar with Caleb, his play or anything like that. Playing in the ACC at Virginia Tech, obviously, I feel like not a lot of eyes are on him, and this is a wild one for me. I can't believe he's actually falling this far, and I'm surprised the Eagles, the Falcons, are deciding not to take him. You might know who it is because I haven't mentioned his name yet. The quarterback out of BYU, Zach Wilson, is just in a lot of mocks. He actually have him above Penei Sewell, above Jamar Chase, Devonta Smith, even Justin Fields, which is another name I haven't mentioned. Wow, I'm just now realizing that I have not said Justin Fields in this draft, and we're already at pick number 7. I cannot imagine Justin Fields falling even past number 5 without a trade up. There are some desperate quarterback needy teams in the league that could be looking for maybe a drop out of Zach Wilson or Justin Fields, but no way past 7. That is wild. All right, well, I said it. Yep, here we go. Number 8. Quarterback out of Ohio State, Justin Fields, to the Panthers. Now, this is a big fit for the Panthers, who are just kind of, I feel like they're just using Teddy Bridgewater to tread water with they're just treading water. And they didn't do too hot or well this year. Obviously, they're picking number 8, so they're used to, especially this past couple of years, especially with Cam Newton declining, just being that essentially almost the Jaguars of the league, where they're not terrible, but they're not good. And, you're happy to see them win, but in all reality, towards the end of the season, when, you hit week 12 and the team is 3-9, and you're just like, okay, can we just start losing here? Because all we're doing is costing ourselves a good player in the draft by you winning some meaningless game against a non-divisional opponent and week 15. and you're not doing anything for yourself. But hey, we got 5 people in the stream. That's awesome. Thank you for the like. I appreciate it. If you can just drop who you are, I'll give you some kudos for the like. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Rolling on to number 9 with the pick, we got the Broncos picking Patrick Surtain II out of Alabama. Actually not arguably, he's pretty much the surefire best cornerback in this draft. And if it wasn't so quarterback heavy, we'd be talking about him as a top 5 pick in this draft. I think when you look at corners that are exceptionally good, you look at Tre'Davious White, you look at Xavier Howard, you look at Jalen Ramsey, all who have been excellent in their position. And Jalen Ramsey definitely solidified himself. I believe he was the number 5 pick in 2016. And that is how important that position can be to a team. I believe I would say it's the 4th best position in football: a quarterback, edge rusher, a left tackle, and then a corner. And the Broncos are looking to get their new number 1 corner in Patrick Surtain at the number 9 pick. And somebody that I'm in a way, I'm hoping that he falls to the Jaguars, but I'm in no way expecting him to fall all the way to the number 25 pick. And it is with the Cowboys selection at number 10, we have defensive tackle out of Alabama, Christian Barmore. Now, Christian is a monster, just an absolute monster. You look at just big Alabama defensive linemen to come out of the draft. You look at Marcel Darius, who was just an absolute monster. He got a huge deal after his rookie contract in Buffalo. He came down to Jacksonville, and he was met with just a big of a contract. And it really shows to how the level of Alabama coaching, especially on that defensive line. But the Cowboys are getting a great, great defensive tackle in this mock draft with Christian Barmore. Now let's go down. We got Kyle Pitts going to the Chargers at number 13. Another guy where if he just happens to fall, let's get him. In no way, shape, or form am I expecting him to fall all the way to 25, but hey, we might get lucky. Wow, this actually has the Dolphins taking more defense. It has them taking Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, linebacker out of Notre Dame. Wow. So they go edge rusher with the 4 pick. Is it the 4 pick or is it the 3 pick? Yep, it's the – excuse me. I'm sorry. Dolphins went Jamar Chase with the number 3 pick. I was thinking of the Falcons taking Rousseau. But gotcha. So the Dolphins go offense, defense, quick flips on the and the first 2 picks of their draft. Trey Lance going to the Washington football team. That is I'm not surprised he's fallen this far. And in a way, I'm almost I don't want to say happy because I'd hate to see, anyone fall, but there are some quarterbacks that have played exceptional talent this year and deserve to be just higher above Trey Lance. This one has the Colts taking their replacement. They were heavily talked about being in the Matthew Stafford conversation. And who knows? Maybe they are involved in the Deshaun Watson conversation. I doubt that the Texans look at trading Deshaun Watson to a division rival. But in the event that they do, that'd be a great addition for Indianapolis. I'm hoping Deshaun Watson gets blasted out of the AFC South, hopefully into the NFC. That would be the ultimate goal. But we have the Indianapolis Colts selecting Mac Jones, quarterback out of Alabama, national champion Mac Jones. I believe he went to the bowl school actually in Jacksonville. So props to a guy making it out of Jacksonville, winning a national championship at Alabama, and probably will be a first-round pick. That's incredible. Now, am I missing something, or have I not even seen Devonta Smith here? There's no way. There's absolutely no way. Oh, no way. This can't be real. We're almost to the Jaguars pick, and I have not said Devonta Smith. The Jets taking Jalen Waddle with with the Seattle pick from the Jamal Adams trade. Creed Humphrey out of Oklahoma with the 24 pick. Trayvon Merring, I like that pick with the Jags at 25 out of TCU. Now, I almost want to go Devonta Smith at that point. If, he is just – did all 32 teams just forget to put Devonta Smith on the board? I'm confused. How does the Heisman winning wide receiver not – did he not declare? Could have swore he declared. No, he declared. Where in the world is – all right, number 25. Let's go number 26. They have him taking an edge rusher out of Georgia. Okay, we're number 27. We're still nothing. Number 28, Terrence Marshall out of LSU. Okay. Najee. Oh, I like this pick. It has the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl in this one. And it has the Buccaneers taking Najee Harris. That is a insane pick. And then to round it out, the Chiefs selecting Alex Leatherwood at the I've seen him play. I've seen some footage of him playing right. I've seen some footage of him playing left. He definitely seems to be comfortable at the left tackle position. And with Eric Fisher's injury, I definitely think the Chiefs might be able to look into a cheaper option at the left tackle position as the left tackle position becomes more and more and more expensive in the league. A player like Alex Leatherwood, who is insanely good. I've seen some people criticize his footwork, but that is something that can be tweaked and worked on, and especially when you're in the position like the Chiefs and you're really you're drafting backups almost at that point. Eric Fisher has played well in the league so far. He hasn't. Obviously, Jaguar fans are familiar with Eric Fisher. Excuse me. He was the first pick in I want to say it's the 2014 draft, where everyone's favorite left tackle in Jacksonville, Luke Jokel, decided that he wanted to play. He was going to be playing in Jacksonville, and we all know how that went. Subsequently, I believe he was released and then signed by the Seattle Seahawks, where he was quickly relegated to a practice league or practice squad rather, and then just released to the needs of the league and no team decided that they needed. Let me what is this? All right, I go to a mock and they decide they want to have ads playing in it, so that works. That was nice. Let me check out another one. Let's see if we can't get some. Let me see if we can't get some different opinions in this top 5 here. All right, there we go. Yeah, we got Justin Fields going to. This is I want to say it's a Bucky Brooks. Yes, the Bucky Brooks. Yes, obviously Trevor Lawrence going number 1 to the Jags. Number 2, Justin Fields to the Jets. Jamar Chase, number 3 to the Dolphins. Zach Wilson to the Falcons. I like that pick. That's a good pick for the Falcons. Matt Ryan's getting older. Wow, Matt Ryan is 36 years old. Wow. I'm sitting here at 22, and I'm just thinking, Matt Ryan was in high school when I was born. Think about that. I'm 22 years old, and Matt Ryan is 36. Wow. Born in 1998, and Matt Ryan was 14 years old. Wow. But yeah, Zach Wilson going to the Falcons. Penei Sewell falling all the way to number 5, getting Joe Burrow some protection. That is a much needed. Wow. Okay. Bucky Brooks, Kyle Pitts, number 6 to Philadelphia. That is pretty wild. Oh man, the run on quarterbacks. It hindered number 8 Carolina. They end up having to take Trey Lance. Man, I'm sure it would be a tough one between Trey Lance and maybe a Mac Jones and this pick. Once again, number 9 Patrick Surtain. That would be it's looking to be a pretty surefire pick for them. Unless one of these insane wide receivers happens to fall, they can get Drew Lock or whatever quarterback they decide to have playing, they can get him some good help. Back-to-back quarterbacks. We have Patrick Surtain going to the Broncos, and then we have Caleb Fairley going to the Cowboys. All right, let's go ahead and skip. We got any Micah Parsons falling all the way to number 15 to the Patriots. Wow, and here we go. Just as I mentioned in the last one, we have Devonta Smith going into Arizona to play with Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins. Now, talking about a insanely scary offense. Not only do you have somebody as fast and explosive as Kyler Murray, and arguably the number one wide receiver in the league, and DeAndre Hopkins. Now you have Devonta Smith going into Arizona, which could arguably be the best 1-2 combo in the league since even Reggie Wayne, Marvin Harrison. That is a scary combination of wide receivers that I don't think the NFC West is ready for, along with Kyler Murray, who is a known gunslinger. And especially with Larry Fitzgerald possibly retiring, I think that is a real possibility that the Cardinals have to look at. Let me go ahead and skip ahead here. Washington football team deciding to take quarterback Mac Jones. All right. The Tennessee Titans selecting Azeez Ojulari out of Georgia. And the Jaguars. Somebody fell to them this year. Christian Barmore, defensive tackle out of Alabama. And if there's one thing the Jaguars need a lot of help, it is the run defense. Let me pull up what they were on run defense real quick. I'm expecting 20th or worse. I'm expecting, honestly, 25th or worse. Just scroll down to the bottom. Yeah, here we go. Number 30. Only Dallas and Houston were worse against the run, which honestly does not surprise me. Let me check passing defense as well while I'm here. Opponent passing yards per game. Let me go ahead and scroll down to the bottom again here. Yep, number 26. They did worsen from 2019 into 2020, but I do believe that a player like Christian Barmore instantly adds credibility, just like Trevor Lawrence does to the offense. I think Christian Barmore immediately adds legitimacy to the defensive line position. Now, I did mention how weak of a class in defensive line this was, but I do believe there are a couple standout players in this draft that. Excuse me, real quick, pulling this up. That will add some legitimacy to the defensive linemen in this draft. While it might not be great, I believe they will add quality to a struggling team, especially at the defensive line position. All right, I'm looking at Barmore's stats. He didn't do a whole lot. I believe he was a redshirt freshman. I believe he did redshirt. So his redshirt freshman year, he six tackles for loss, 2 sacks, 26 tackles total. And wow, I'm actually kind of surprised he has 2 passes defended. All right. Okay. I'm excited to see that. Now we also have, let's go into his redshirt sophomore year last year. He's got 37 tackles. So, nothing's jumping out there, just standard defensive tackle, nose tackle type numbers. 9.5 tackles for loss. That makes me excited. That is somebody blowing up the line of scrimmage at least once a game in college and getting in somebody's face and tackling them behind the line of scrimmage. That is something I love to see, on top of 8 sacks. Those are great. I love to see numbers like that. I believe that is double what any defensive lineman from Jacksonville had last year. 8. Wow. Okay. Christian Barmore, welcome to Jacksonville. Bucky Brooks, thank you very much for giving the Jacksonville Jaguars Christian Barmore. Not only did he have 9.5 tackles for loss, 8 sacks, 3 passes defended. All right, we're looking at the next J.J. Watt jumping up at the line of scrimmage, batting balls down. Love to see it. And on top of that, he had 3 forced fumbles. That was incredible. I'm very happy to see it. And if Barmore is available, I'd love to see it. But at the same time, it would be a toss-up for me between Trayvon Merring and Christian Barmore, which at the end of the day are I believe they're 2 instant impacts, and they're big game changers for this Jacksonville Jaguars defense, which is the bulk of the needs on this Jacksonville Jaguars football team. When you look at the offense, you really only need to look at left tackle position, maybe a guard. The quarterback position is far and away the most important need on the team, on top of having a possible need at the wide receiver position. But when you look at the defensive line, or you look at the defensive side of the ball, you could really make an improvement at edge rusher, defensive tackle, linebacker. You're going to need somebody to play opposite of Miles Jack and Joe Schober. You're going to need that third linebacker, potentially a rotational linebacker. You look at the cornerback position. Now, a couple players did step up last year, but overall, we're looking at a team that is just run-of-the-mill, not good at the cornerback position. And then we get to the safety, and this was a team that was having to trot out Andrew Wingard almost all year. And it felt like I was just watching Jonathan Cyprien out there, just missing tackles and missing assignments while he was running. He was essentially just running free in the secondary, doing what it seemed like whatever he pleased. And that is not something we need at the safety position. And so once again, my personal pick for that number 25 pick would be Trayvon Merring, but Christian Barmore, how could you go wrong? But we're just about 40 minutes here, so I'm going to call it. I've had a lot of fun. I think this has been a good learning experience. Hopefully I've gotten to talk to some of you guys. Hopefully maybe this is your first time here checking out my channel. I'm glad to have you, all 4 of you. Hell yeah. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy, please like the stream real quick before I go ahead and end it out. And if you're not subscribed already, I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel. It would mean a lot to me. I'm on a big push to 100 subscribers. So thank you very much. All right. I'll check y'all later. Stay safe and go Jaguars.